What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Now, in today's video, as you will probably have already seen by the title and the thumbnail, I am going to tell you guys why I need to split my leg session up into two sessions, why I need to, the reason behind me having to split my leg sessions up and train legs twice in the one day. Now, as you guys will have probably already taken, unless you're new to this channel, then of course I thank you for the new support, but I have done a couple of videos on it before, really regarding that I do train from two different gyms, obviously on the one day, just down to the equipment. So basically what I do is, first thing in the morning after work, this is literally, you're talking maybe 8 o'clock in the morning, I will shoot up to the leisure centre and I will use the hamstring curl machine, I will use the adductor machines, the abductor machine.
And you center infiltrating eller center character the beast.
And I will potentially also add in split squats to get them out of the way in the morning. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't need to add in split squats, but I do kind of feel if I do them first thing in the morning, I don't get taxed that much from them and they don't really hinder my performance later on that day or later on that night. So I do sometimes kind of take them into consideration, do them in the morning, but as you will see in this video, what I never filmed was the abductor machine and I never done the split squats until later on in the night. So I filmed part one, well, a little bit of part one anyway, because you've got to sometimes watch that it is quite a very small place, and if even there is a couple of people in, it's literally impossible to film. But I managed to get in pretty early, I managed to film the adductors, and I managed to film one working set of the hamstring curl. So all I will literally do is go in first thing in the morning and I will hit 2 sets of each thing, 2 working sets that is, so I will get maybe 1 or 2 warm-up sets out the way, especially once I get to hamstring curl. I like to kind of take a good 1 or 2 warm-up sets just to get locked in. I don't know why I don't take a picture of the numbers that I use, like the positions of the kit, because I always get in and I forget. I think it's just because it's the first thing in the morning. I forget and then I go in the next day and I'm like, shit, where did I put this? I don't know the position. And so a couple of warm-up sets, get used to it, get locked in, and basically get it to the point where I am feeling it 110%. So I get that out of the way first thing in the morning. Now, reason behind that is my gym does not have a seated hamstring curl. Obviously, I do have access to a lying leg curl now and a unilateral leg curl now, which I am very much a fan of, but at the same time, there is literally just no other feeling of a seated leg curl, and of course the adductors and abductor machines, which again I do feel has been quite a lagging body part for myself, simply just because I've not had access to it. I've not really just took enough advantage of it throughout an off season. I have kind of implemented them during prep, but you guys know what it is, it's just too late to start implementing something like that during prep. So when you're heavy into a deficit and you've been dieting for quite a while, there's not really any point in looking to, what you could say, build. Nothing's going to come out of it, especially as a natural athlete, guys. We make all of our progress. Unless, I suppose, you're a newbie and you are at the start of a diet phase, you could potentially add a little bit new muscle if your food is high enough, that is, of course. But for someone like myself who has been training for ages, who have been prepping for quite a few years now, it's just not the right time to implement something new in a contest prep. So the off season's where it's at. This off season especially, I have been hammering them 110% in every single day. Literally, I have took the routine from my prep straight into my off season. So I'm in there every single Monday morning. First thing, it's what I train 2-3 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. So that is part 2 of legs. So part 1 out the way in the morning, which I go in adductors, abductors, hamstring curl, and the odd time split squats. That is really it. I must be in for maybe 35 minutes. So that's it. The reason behind that as well, guys, is you have to book the place. You only get an hour. You have to book the gym out. So it pretty much makes sense for me to do that first thing in the morning after work, because the hour falls after I finish work. So I'm literally just going in, booking it, getting the hour. I'm in for maybe 35 minutes, in and out, and then I go home and eat. And then it's a case of resting all the way throughout the day until it's time to really train legs, train the real actual leg session. Although I do 2 working sets on each exercise and I do take them all out first thing in the morning, we're then moving on to things like barbell squats, barbell lunges, leg press, proper extensions. So that is where I do move to session number 2, which what I'm also going to do is I am going to just include, as I talk about these exercises, I'm just going to include them rather than talking a lot of rubbish and then just including a daft workout. So we moved on to barbell squats first. Again, this goes down to recovery, guys, because I am now able to recover from this specific amount of training, especially in the one day. I don't want anybody to get mixed up and think, why are you doing that first thing in the morning? How are you even going to be recovered for 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon to be able to train legs? I have done this throughout prep and I have literally kept it in throughout the off season. So I've not went on, off, on, off, on, off. I've literally kept it to the point now where I am even taking in a lot more food and I am resting enough. I am napping in between. I'm getting everything in that I need to get in. So we then move to part 2 of legs, which happens in the PM, the afternoon, whatever you want to call it. We move on to barbell squats first. Warm-up sets, get them out of the way. You're talking 60, 100, 140, 180, 220, wherever the hell I'm going to take them up to. But at the same time, I do also warm up with things like air squats. I will warm up the upper body as well. Before I go into anything, guys, I make sure the full body is warmed up. Not just, if I'm training upper body, I don't just make sure the upper body is warmed up or that specific muscle is warmed up. I learned back in 2018 when I got the really bad sciatica that I could never, ever go back into the gym and not make sure that my body was warmed up, as in my full body. So that will require going in, grabbing maybe 2 or 3 kilo dumbbells and also a resistance band just to throw it about for maybe 5-10 minutes. 5 minutes, I would probably say that's enough. I don't want to sit on here and say that I go into the gym and I warm up for 10-20 minutes and then I start the weights. I go in, do what I need to do, whether that takes 5 minutes or whether that takes 10 minutes. It varies what I'm training. So obviously I went in leg day, I still made sure the full body was warmed up, especially for getting under a barbell. That is quite a tight movement. And again, it comes down to like the kind of technical side of things. To get under a bar, you do not want to be stiff. You want to also be loose, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you can get proper fucking locked in, especially if you're going to hold on to a heavy weight. So 250 for a pause set of 5. We got squats out the way and then moved straight to leg press. What we done for legs was I brung my stance inside shoulder width down at the very bottom of the platform. So really I was staying all on quads with this one. I like to vary this. Like I don't like to keep my leg press stance the same all the time just because I like to maximize the absolute most out of these sets. So again, I'll take 2 working sets in the leg press. I will keep them the same on that day. I won't go like a quad stance, then a hamstring stance or whatever stance. Like I won't just switch them up. I will keep 2 of them the exact same. The last set I'll finish on a drop, but this first set was with 10 plates aside and I believe I took like 10 reps with it. It was a very hard set of 10. I was trying to take between 3 and 5 seconds on the eccentrics as well. I do like to stay in control of the eccentrics on something like a leg press because the extenders aren't that long, so I believe you can fit 12 plates aside. Now, don't get me wrong, I can take a really good set of 12 plates for, say for instance, anywhere between 8 to 15 reps, depending on the stance, of course. But if I'm changing the stance to something like what I'm doing in this video, I am restricting myself from like a little bit of depth that I might get on like a wider stance. But as you guys will know, the closer you come in, obviously, the more restriction of the range of motion you've got to go. You can't go any further than, say, for instance, if your legs were out wider than shoulder width, and you could literally bring your legs to your fucking ears. If your legs are inside shoulder width, that's not going to happen. You will see my depth, though, of course. The depth was still... For me, the depth was still very, very good. There was no hindrance in depth, as in I wasn't really shallow. So the depth was still there, which is obviously one of the biggest things. Again, felt really good. It was a hard set. Felt as if my eyes were going to pop out my head. That is always a bonus. We got leg press out the way, and then we moved to leg extension. I'm just going to list these off now. We done barbell lunges outside, which was quite the vibes because it was really, really fucking sunny, and I guess it was just rude not to do barbell lunges outside. Also done the unilateral leg curl. Dumbbell stiff leg deadlift. We done calves, as in seated calf raises, and I also done calf raises on the leg press. So basically what I do with calves is seated calf raises are my kind of main priority. I feel absolutely everything on them, so I prioritize them much more than, say for instance, a leg press calf raise, or even something like I've seen where if I've been in the leisure centre and I've done calves, I've done like a standing calf raise on the Smith machine. They do feel okay, but I'm never in enough to do that. So seated calf raise is the big one, and then of course we move to leg press, which again, like I said, I just superset these two together, and split squats to finish. I believe that was actually it. I didn't film absolutely everything because I didn't just want it to be like a full leg workout. I have brung a leg workout like 2 weeks ago. You guys know what it kind of looks like. So basically it was just different numbers, different stances. So I filmed what I think I needed to film. Most of the sets, as you'll see in this video. I will just include like the majority of the working sets. If it is a lot of reps, I will cut maybe the first like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 reps off, just so it's not like continuously boring. You guys can see the intense reps, of course, the best reps, the reps that count really. I think that's really going to be it, to be honest, for this video. I wanted to just kind of cover the leg day and the situation behind me having to train legs twice in one day. Like I said, it's not taxing first thing in the morning, so I don't feel that it hinders my session later on in the day. And if it did, don't get me wrong, I would be the first person to take it out and change it up. But I have to keep them exercises in first thing in the morning. I have to book the gym first thing in the morning. So it's not as easy as just being like, right, I can just turn up whenever the fuck I want to turn up. I have to book the gym, I have to train then, and then I rest up for the full day. It gives me like between what? So you've got, say for instance, I come out the gym at 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, depending, 6 or 7 hours. So that is perfect time. I can get like 2 or 3 meals in then. I can have a good nap then. You can literally just rest up and then you're refreshed and you're ready to go again. I'm not taking any supplements first thing in the morning. I'm not going in buzzing off my head on pre-workout or anything. So you're literally just going in, getting the work done, getting back out, and then getting prepared for the main leg session later on in the afternoon. But that is going to be it, guys. I do hope you have enjoyed this little coverage of my leg day this week, and of course why I have to train legs twice in one day. Again, it is not ideal, but it is also not an issue that I'm not willing to work around. I am willing to do whatever I need to do right now anyway, and that is going to be it. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, then please don't forget to drop the video a like for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video.